The U.S. is no doubt a stunning country, with each state having its own unique history. Everyone wants to visit the U.S. someday, be it Florida, San Francisco, or California. The USA is a vast country and one that's incredible to explore. Not many countries span for thousands of miles and include tropical and Arctic climates in one place and still have room for plenty of interesting facts. Hey guys, welcome back to World Explained, the channel where we take you on a journey around the world and talk about their fascinating stories. In today's video, we will talk about the beautiful country of USA. But before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss any of our uploads. While English is predominantly spoken across the United States, there are no laws stating that English is the official language on a federal level. However, even though there are no federal laws, 31 states have declared English the official language. Further, there are only a few officially bilingual states. For example, in New Mexico, the official language is English and Spanish, whereas in Louisiana, the official language is English and French, and finally in Hawaii, the official language is English and Hawaiian. The United States is by far the most famous country in the world. It's famous for its attractions, such as the Grand Canyon, tech innovation, and sports, and it has a large imprint on the global culture thanks to famous movies, television shows, and music. However, did you know that several different names refer to the United States of America? Some of these recognizable names are the United States, the U.S., and America. Thankfully, all of these names are considered appropriate. The United States has maintained its position of being the world's largest economy since 1871. The economy is so large that the U.S. is often noted as an economic superpower, and this is due to the fact that it makes up almost a quarter of the global economy. The U.S. economy is connected to the country's enormous population, technological innovation, high consumer spending, high average incomes, as well as a moderate unemployment rate. The bourbon industry is growing at a fast pace. This is great news for Kentucky, as they produce 96% of the world's bourbon. Due to the high demand, Kentucky stores about 4.7 million barrels filled with bourbon. Surprisingly, the number of barrels outweighs the population of Kentucky, as there are 4.3 million residents. Some speculate that this booming industry has the American drama series Mad Men to thank for making bourbon cocktails cool again. Nonetheless, whether you like bourbon because it's trendy or because you simply enjoy the flavor, we all have the state of Kentucky to thank for this delicious beverage. It's no secret that Americans love pizza. However, it might surprise you to learn that we eat enough pizza every day to cover 100 acres. Total it up, and that's 3 billion pizzas a year. Sadly, no official data is available regarding how many of those pies were consumed due to Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos' two-pizza rule. The Missouri River is the longest river in North America. The river derives from Montana, located at the base of the Rocky Mountains. It flows for approximately 2,341 miles before emptying into the Mississippi River just north of St. Louis, Missouri. The Missouri and Mississippi rivers combine to create the fourth longest river system in the world. For thousands of years, many people have depended on the Missouri River. From drinking water to transportation, irrigation, flood control, and now even for the generation of hydroelectric power. As you can see, this long body of water has played an important role over the years. America has a huge impact on global culture, and a portion of that stems from entertainment. Many romance and action movies we enjoy are filmed and produced in the United States. Hollywood is globally well known as the center of entertainment, and some would consider it one of the most famous places on Earth. Hollywood attracts tourists from all over the world with landmarks, such as the Brass Star Embedded Walk of Fame and the TCL Chinese Theater. There are endless things to do in Hollywood surrounding the entertainment industry, making it a top destination for film buffs to visit. The United States, through Hollywood blockbusters and music of the 20th century, has been touted as the center of Western culture. There isn't a country in the world that some form of Americanization hasn't touched. Nevertheless, the country itself is home to a relatively short yet fascinating history that has shaped modern America's global phenomenon. The first European contact with the United States took place relatively recently in the 16th and 17th centuries. Spain, Britain, France, Holland, and Russia all held settlements across the continent, although the British colonies in the northeastern region, including those in Massachusetts and Virginia, developed faster. The Virginia colony became the dominant first settlement as a result of its long-standing agricultural industry. British rule became too much for locals during the 18th century, leading to separation from oppression. Between 1776 and 1783, the American Revolutionary War saw the American Army defeat the Royal British Army with the help of the French. In 1788, George Washington became the first president of the U.S., and Washington, the nation's capital, was built at the turn of the 19th century. During the 1800s, the U.S. expanded heavily westward after the French, Spanish, and Mexicans ceded the land. The growth of the railroads and gold rushes led to the creation of America's West. The 1850s were tumultuous as a bloody civil war broke out following the abolition of slavery in the North. The Abraham Lincoln-led Union states fought against the separatist Confederate states to preserve freedom for all. The war ended in 1865, but it cost hundreds of thousands of lives. The Battle of Gettysburg Museum and the American Civil War Museum provide detailed information about the period. Industrialization took over at the end of the 19th century and continued into the 20th century. However, World War I and World War II, not to mention the Great Depression, changed the shape of America in the first half of the decade. The U.S. involvement in World War II defined its role as the next world superpower, only becoming involved after Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941. Tourists can explore the Pacific Aviation Museum, 319 Lexington Boulevard, Honolulu, and the actual site of the bombing. Decades of development and social movements followed in 1945, when civil rights dominated the headlines and the economy thrived due to a shift into technology and military industries. The first man to land on the moon in 1969 highlighted American domination of world technology. The modern world changed dramatically following the World Trade Center attacks on 9/11, as the first ever sense of vulnerability was exposed. Consumer culture thrived in the latter half of the 20th century, and America's population expanded as a result. The American film and music industry brought pop culture to the rest of the world, sparking a global fascination with the U.S. Foreign policy became a high priority in 2001, and Ground Zero in New York, 420 West 14th Street, New York City, remains a somber place of reflection. The United States was hit astronomically hard by the economic collapse and financial crisis of 2008 and is still trying to recover and reclaim its throne on the global spectrum to this day. American culture is often described as a consumer culture due to the economic growth following 1945 and the expansion of creations like shopping malls. However, the modern U.S. is also shaped by its multiculturalism, which began in the late 1800s, when Irish and European migrants flocked to the country in the thousands. Today, society is respectful of several cuisines, languages, festivals, and faiths that visitors can experience when traveling across the United States. Despite its historical suppression, the Native American culture is still alive and thriving throughout the country. This is evident in the far-flung states of Alaska and Hawaii. In addition, the U.S. also boasts an incredibly diverse regional culture. For instance, visitors can see a significantly different way of life from gaudy Southern California to preppy New England and the conservative Mississippi Basin. Well guys, that's all we have for you today. Did you know about the history of U.S.A? Get involved and let us know in the comments section down below what you think about today's video. If you liked this video and found it informative, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any new future videos like these, then be sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification under this video so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you have a great day today, and we'll see you in the next video.